this is Emnel from One Old Gamer. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron. Before we continue, small announcement. In 2 days I will start another playthrough with one of the major nations. So the nation I will play will be decided by the number of votes it gets in the comments. So if you want to see one of the nations specifically, just write it down below. Right, and we are back here. As you can see, I missed one of the pop-ups here. This naval bomber wing is not assigned. We are going to put it into this zone and put it on both naval strike and port strike. It won't be very useful just yet, but I will be able to show you one important feature. As you can see, we don't have enough range to cover this area, but there is a useful feature that will rebase us to the most optimal base. In this case, it is Latium. It works most of the time. The problem is that when you have too much aircraft, and as you've seen here, since we mentioned that, let's see here. My fighters in Eritrea that are assigned to East Africa, and this is pretty much in the middle of it, more or less, don't have a coverage, like hardly any. That's the problem in bigger provinces. East Africa is pretty small, but when we go with things like Egypt, oh my god, Sahara Desert, it's atrocious. Air Force is extremely hard to use in those areas. That will become a problem later. Even if we invest in things such as range of operations and things like this, so keep that in mind, that you will have problems if you plan on winning a war in Africa as Air Force. Usually what you would do in an offensive is try to catch some forward bases that are closer to the middle of the zone and try to rebase there, but sadly for us, this base is French, and Ethiopia obviously doesn't have any bases. Right, I think that's before we get to other things, let's let our planning bonus tick up a bit. We are at 14. We're getting 2 per day, so in what is it, 15, 16, 17 days we'll be ready to attack. We want to attack ASAP because well, Ethiopia doesn't have much, but if we go here, it has 2 factories each, so that's, well, as you can see, time is money. And that's how you access intel that is available to you based on your decryption level and whatnot. We'll talk about it later, but this is actually quite difficult to find if you don't know where to look. So keep this one in mind. If we have high enough intel, we not only know what things are they researching, but I mean, what focus do they have, but they are focusing on now. Jesus, English hard. But also what they've done earlier, what is their production, and so on and so forth. The better our encryption and the worse their encryption, the more accurate are those numbers. But as far as I know, the truth is definitely between those two. Right, let's check our... Alright, we are pretty much good to go. It's one more day to tick, so as well, why not? Alright, and what I will do here, I will just execute the order here. And this is this one. As you can see on the borders, this one has purple ones, this one has teal ones, let's say. will be executed. They should just push inland. Here I will do it, try to do it foot. I will attack those two to, actually I will do like that, because when you are already at when you are already fighting, you aren't you can't you can give another order. So I just want to queue it up for them, and those two will try to circumvent the defenses and either encircle those guys or go straight for Addis Ababa. Okay, let's see how it goes. As you can see, those start attacking outright, and if you look here, look closely, we have planning bonus of 49%, which is a very significant bonus, as you can see among all of that. They do not have, they have some entrenchment, but that's about it. As you can see, those are really important bonuses. So it's good to plan in advance whenever you want to. As you can see here, we haven't launched our plan, but we are still getting bonuses. So it's actually vitally important to do those things, even if you plan on performing an offensive fully manually. It's actually quite a nice feature that you can't just throw 20 divisions at from one side of Europe to another and expect them to perform a perfect advance. That's actually make quite a lot of sense. We're also getting some army experience, so I don't think I want to storm Addis Ababa just yet. If we click here, we'll get some basic details. Well, there aren't any casualties. I think they will show up if either side will reach 1,000. So we don't care about that. But what you can see here is attrition. Attrition is suffered in two situations: when you are out of supplies and if you are moving. As far as I know, yes, I think that's correct. And if you are basically, if you are standing still, you are not suffering any attrition, and if you are fighting, you are using supplies based on your actual supply use. We'll talk about it when we get to the division design. But as you can see here, it's actually quite a good tooltip. We have some basic infantry equipment actually, but not much of it. Okay, let's take this division. We are clicking here, and we can see what do we have. We actually have wow, this is bad. We have mostly basic equipment, so yeah. Thankfully, Ethiopians don't have much of an army, and I'm pretty sure they are using only basic equipment. Oh, this one will be a better example. As you can see here, we have 10% attrition, and how is it done? It's you add up the numbers of the equipment. Since there's the number of infantry equipment is much higher than the number of support equipment, so they are weighted accordingly. But what it boils down to is that when we have 10%, out of this 10%, when it comes to infantry equipment, we are losing the 10% that is left when we subtract 90% reliability, and same goes for support equipment, but our reliability is 80. We'll get to that more detail when those losses will become more sizable. But for example, if I were to walk through mountains in extreme hot, I would get pretty significant negative bonuses, rather penalties, obviously. So it's good to keep in mind, and when you're using some very important equipment that is that you don't have much of, such as well, tanks, high-end tanks and whatnot. It's a good idea to limit your reliability issues. So as you can see here, we bound those with we basically got them in combat. They haven't retreated fast enough, and now we can pretty much march into Addis Ababa. And the question is if we want to do that, because we really need army experience, and they aren't. This is the easy way to get one without pretty much losing any people. Yeah, we lost. We have 133 casualties. They lost 3,000. So I think I will hold on to that. I will start encircling this, and I will. Yeah, I think I will actually back up right here. I will allow my divisions to do some more fighting. In House of Iron 4, well, since we mentioned this, you can't just. Those are divisions we start with. Our basic infantry division consists of 6, infantry battalions into regiments of 3, and an engineer company that is a support battalion. And we can't just willy-nilly change it to make, for example, it's added to 4 infantry battalions. Some artillery and whatnot. Changing our designs costs EXP. So we, in this case, army XP. That's why we wanted to. There are basically 2 ways of achieving EXP. First one is fighting, and second one is training. Training allows less XP, and it's quite expensive because it all the units that are training have for the time that they're doing it a 6% attrition. Oh, and third way, there is actually a third way, but we'll get to that later. Back to the planning bonus though. As you can see, our planning bonus is subtracted by 20% already, since we are fighting and not sitting there planning. If we were to actually stop and consolidate within before reaching those borders, we would get our planning bonus back a little bit. Well, up to full basically when we will be standing still. So it's sometimes good to reach some point and then reach some, for example, some barrier, consolidate and wait for our planning bonus to get back up, and then keep pushing. If actually, all right. So we captured an airport. This airport can get 200 planes. Let's try to rebase those 2 and see how much, if and how much we'll get, how much mission efficiency we'll get. Not much, but yeah, that's something. As you can see, this one has 17%. This one had 28. So yeah, but since this airfield only can only fit 200 planes, if we were to click this button, everything would be put there, and when we are in an overcrowded airfield, we get massive penalties up to -100 very shortly. So that's in such situation, you suddenly at this point in the development of the game have to do this manual once you have bigger air force in the area than your bigger airport, your biggest airport. Oh, actually, we captured Addis Ababa already. Oh, well. All right. Those were my automated troops. I was talking, not paying attention, but that's alright. We can do some training later. And 14 is actually quite nice. What we need the most now is 20 to get ourselves a proper armored division. Alright, puppet. We don't want. Let's see. Okay, this I'm not sure. I thought this was the same first time I was playing. Apparently, well, I guess that makes sense. There was war, there won't be war, so there's peace in our time and whatnot. That's why that is world tension is falling. World tension will be quite important in our game. I will discuss this later. But we are not going to puppet. We're just going to take our states. As you can see, take Ethiopia. We have 41 points. Is that 41 left? No, it's just 41 points. Doesn't really matter since well, we only need 31 and 10 and done. Italy took one state. Ethiopia was the next. Equipment has been seized. So I guess we've got some basic equipment they've been using. Perhaps maybe some support equipment as well. That would be nice. And indeed, the world tension has not risen. Latest change, -2% peace treaty of Addis Ababa. Alright, and I think now it's let's see how much time. Well, we are almost at well 54 days since we finished the war. Let's think about our army. We are recruiting some of the Alpine divisions. The difference between basic infantry and special forces, let me show you, actually, that would be easiest. Let's remove all of that, because it will be the easiest way to do it. Now we have 0. If we add basic infantry, it looks like this. And if you were to replace it with mountaineers, those are the differences. We get recovery rate plus 10.10. This is a very significant change, because infantry has it at 0.3, would have 0.4. Recovery rate is the rate in which our division recovers morale. I mean organization. So the faster we do it, the faster we can renew our attacks, things like that. Breakthrough. This is also quite a huge difference, because infantry has 3.0, this is 3.9. Breakthrough is our defense when we are attacking. How our forces are able to avoid enemy attacks when on the offensive. The other stat is defense. We are on the other hand losing HP from I believe 30 to 25. Let's check back here. No, actually from 25 to 20. It sounds bad, but thing is that in the it's not even 99 out of 100. In the 999 situations out of 1000, you will lose a battle because you run out of organization. If you are starting if your units die because of lack of HP, you are in a world of hearts, and you are pretty much done. so HP. So it doesn't make our divisions less survivable. Actually, but it's a bit more dangerous than having more of it, because first of all, if we take actual casualties, it will hit our manpower more, and if by taking the same amount of casualties, our percentage of HP in our divisions will drop lower and will be less effective. But well, that was a bit of a run. Hopefully you are not too confused about it. We'll get back to this later. But what's also important here is another 40 infantry equipment. It's from 100 to 40, so that's a big increase, and 30 training time. That's why we started by already training these guys, but we do have enough time to train enough infantry divisions. And what I'm getting into here is that we are going to invest in mountaineers rather than infantry. Infantry will end up being a bit better than special divisions in defense. But things like organization are, in my opinion, more important. Organization and recovery rate. We want to be on the offensive, and we'll try to survive with having to use more infantry equipment. We'll see how it goes, but that's what I'm going to plan. It's I've been using infantry in my previous playthrough, and I want to try this one. I think this is the better option. Right, and we still don't have enough experience to get our division, our armor division, because this is a mess. We have one brigade of light tanks, one battalion of light tanks, 2 motorized infantry that we want actually, but four battalions of cavalry that we do not want in our armor divisions. So we are changing it to the setup I want takes exactly 20 army experience. To get that experience, okay, first of all, we are going to move out of here. We don't need to defend this. We won't suffer. There won't be resistance here. Resistance is only resistance shows up only if the nation hasn't given up entirely. If the nation is part of a faction like the Allies or the Axis, and the rest of the faction is still fighting, then there is resistance, and there is a lot of it. It will actually be quite of an issue, as you will see later. But for now, I'm sorry. As you can see, we are getting quite a lot of attrition, plus 40 for mountains and whatnot. So that was my mistake. What we want to do. Actually, let's for the time being, let's. I selected this army, and right-click on this one, and they will just match. What I want to do here is use strategic redeployment. It will tank my my organization, but I don't need it. But I will move much faster, and I will not lose any XP. Any equipment via attrition, so that's quite important. It's a shortcut B. You will have to remember to use it before every such move, sadly, because well, there are UI reasons for it actually. And we'll move our forces back to the mainland and reorganize them because we are not in danger. But since we do want this EXP, actually those guys are already experienced, so that would be a waste. Those are experienced too. Okay, let's. Damn it. Yeah, let's wait for those new troops because well, you can only train until you get to experience. So it's not even that it would be a waste. I wouldn't be able to train them anyway, and that's what it boils down to. I could trade those. So let's actually let's create another create an army, and we'll create we'll make one of our generals at some point a field marshal. Actually, we have this field marshal, and I don't want to buy another one because this uses political power that we will need in a second. So we'll just take this guy here. Okay, I will show you how to move things around, so I will not just add them to the and to not get things mixed up, let's make this blue. They will, as you can see, they will be blue here, blue there. Everything's order. Alright, we are here. Actually, we only have one division. So what you need to do to move to be able to give an embark order is you have to be in unblockaded port. So what we are going to do is just order them to move to that, and they will embark and move. What it does is takes up some of our convoys. So if we were to, for a time being, that is, so it's good to have some backup, because you may run out of those in a critical situation. But we are good for now. Because those still needing oil. All right. Just not much else to do. Let's see how our constructions are going. First one will finish on the 10th of April, so in a month. Militarization of Rhineland. Oh, who knew? And we got our first focus. Eritrea, Somaliland, we've got some infrastructure. It will come in handy later on when we go to war, actually. But now we continue here, as we discussed earlier, industry effort. The thing is that we are getting 2 political power a day. We are using one of those every day to research our national focus. We could decide not to research those and save up power if we are desperate to have to do so, but for now we aren't. We may think about it later, but yeah. We'll discuss political power once we reach 150. You can basically assign and unassign your generals from armies and whatnot willy-willy. It doesn't really matter. Only thing is that generals, as you can see, have the limit of 24 divisions, as I said before, and field marshals don't. You can promote generals to field marshals and demote field marshals to generals, but you are losing all the traits, and you're losing 1 level of EXP, so that's less than ideal. Because the thing is that they have different sets of traits. We'll talk about it later. Alright, we're here. Okay, now I'll actually show you how automatic thing goes. Let's see that we want to garrison some of the islands here. I don't want them to myself too far. Actually, no. Let's make them redeploy right here. So in order to order them to embark and move somewhere by sea, I had to have them in the port, but I can move them elsewhere by just assigning them to an order. If I were to make an order of I don't know, garrison here or something else, or any other order really, they would move to the closest port, embark, and go to their position. So that's actually quite handy when it works. We don't want to do that, and you can just stay here, and you can just join here. Now we are going to exercise. Let's see. This is those are colonial divisions. Which do we care about them? Actually, you know what we are going to do? We are going to let's select all those colonial divisions. Since we simply need to train them anyway. So we are going to simply upgrade them to Alpine divisions. That's not ideal. As you can see, we don't have everything and anything really. We lost some experience, but well, we didn't want those anyway. So we are going to use them for training and gaining some XP. As you can see, our organization dropped to, what is it, 15%? 20? No, 25 is it? Interesting. And we have some attrition. Alright, 3 dockyards. We finished those 2 things that weren't finished yet. And we are basically assigned this because we want this one to finish, and then as you can see, this one has only 1, and then we'll continue building battleships till the end of times. Well, till we have better things to do. It's unlike in Hearts of Iron 3, where everything was using the same industrial power. Only thing that is common among those two are the resources. And as you can see, we are missing. Let's see, we are missing 53.2% of the resources. So we are still producing this, but we are doing it. It's slower. It's quite unintuitive. So you might have think that you need everything, but you don't. Actually, you apparently produce oil out of thin air. Okay, we need more of that actually, but not of those. But we'll get better tanks soon enough, and we will want some more. Quite a lot of them. All right. I think this is the good place to cut. We'll look into our navy later and think about next focuses and foci. Sorry, and next research later, and we'll design our armored divisions that will hopefully break France. So thanks for watching, and see you later, guys.